Hello everyone, welcome to the KZGN News. Today we're bringing you news about Defense Secretary Carter's visit to China Lake on Tuesday afternoon, library news from the Kern County Supervisors, Republican candidate news, presidential campaign turmoil, another scam announcement, today's gas prices, weather sports, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyo Kern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Whitnick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. Yesterday, KZGN was invited to visit with Department of Defense Secretary Carter. Secretary Carter is the highest level military official ever to come to China Lake, except for President Kennedy back in the 1960s. While we have had other high-level Navy and DoD officials, never the Secretary of Defense. He is a member of the President's cabinet. Carter arrived at China Lake about noon yesterday. He had meetings with senior management, including Admiral Corey, and did some touring. Near the end of his visit, he held a press conference. There even was national media along with him recording the visit. During media questioning, he did state that the budget he has proposed for next year includes funding for more advanced weapons development, and the budget also includes funds he thinks are necessary to defeat ISIS. It was good to hear his comments on that national security issue. After the press conference, he went out and met with the sailors of VX-31, the air squadron at China Lake. There were probably about 50 sailors there for the conference. After a short speech, he even took the time to personally shake hands with every sailor and thank them for their service. Here's a video of his visit.
It's heartening to see so many great scientists and engineers working on so many important and very successful programs. I should also say that this place signifies the critical importance of our science and technology base. And as you know, one of the other things in our budget is increasing our R&D spending, consistent with our determination to remain innovative. And you see the innovative people here. I should say, of all generations, including some great engineers who have been here a long time, who have all that tremendous experience, and some young engineers who are just feeling the incredible appeal of the mission of being part of national security, being part of defense. It's something, as you know, that I think is incredibly important to our future, and it's our great magnet for young people to feel that they're doing something of great consequence.
While he never really gave an exact reason for his visit, he alluded to it that China Lake is a very important asset to the Navy and all of DoD, and that he visited to actually see the capabilities of China Lake. This is a real good sign for China Lake into the future. And stay tuned for a future Ridgecrest Talk segment. We'll have a whole show dedicated to his visit. In other news from China Lake, Captain Tim Johnson has been selected as the commanding officer of the Naval Air Warfare Center Weapons Division Reserve Support Unit. He currently is Deputy Chief Operational Test Director at Air Squadron VX-9 at China Lake. He has been a member of the Naval Reserve Command for over 20 years. He first came to China Lake 34 years ago. He left and recently came back. He has had military assignments at Pax River, San Diego, Dayton, Ohio, as well as China Lake. In 2009, he was deployed to Operation Iraqi Freedom. He was awarded the Bronze Star for his duty there. He is also currently serving as a member of the Sierra Sands School District Board of Directors. In news from the Kern County Board of Supervisors, they held a meeting Tuesday to discuss future library operations. The 4-hour meeting ended with votes to table any decision until the next meeting in March, and to ask for two things. First, an investigation report on what the potential for a tax to pass if placed on the June ballot to support library services. And they also voted to get a survey done on other libraries that have public-private partnerships in operating libraries. The supervisors received a report from the library group of their findings on what the people want from their libraries. This group has been out and spoke with all various groups all around Kern County. They have been pitching the concept of what the libraries need, what people would like to see their libraries provide, and pushing for the establishment of a tax to be put on the ballot. The group reported that the majority of people in meetings offered their support of the tax idea. The supervisors questioned the validity of the group's own survey, because many times in meetings, people are influenced to vote the way their strongest advocates support. Thus the need for an official, unbiased scientific survey. So there is little chance of a tax proposal going on the June ballot. The other option supporters of the tax have is circulating an initiative petition. This would allow the people to place the tax on the ballot and get their vote. Supervisor Gleason did not offer any hard support for the ballot measure. However, he did offer support for the scientific survey to be done. Well, in news from the Republican presidential campaign, it is being reported that Rand Paul has suspended his campaign for president. So he joins Huckabee, who dropped out of the race on Monday. So as anticipated, the Republican field is getting smaller. Most watchers expect probably everyone else will stay in until the New Hampshire vote next Tuesday. There are the three governors, Bush, Christie, and Kasich, that are really pushing to make a move in the New Hampshire. While it is recognized that the top three, Cruz, Trump, and Rubio, are doing a heavy push now there too, one of these governors are hoping to step over Carson and make it a real four-man race for the Republicans. And there was more turmoil coming out about the Cruz campaign tactics by candidate Carson. He charged yesterday that the Cruz precinct captains cheated him out of votes by telling voters that Carson is pulling out of the campaign and not to waste their votes on Carson, and vote for Cruz instead. Carson did not have very nice words for Cruz and his staff in a news conference. Cruz has not offered any acknowledgement that he knew anything like that was going on, but he didn't offer any apology for his staff either, if they in fact did what Carson charges. So the campaigns continue to heat up. Meanwhile, in the Democrat side, in the aftermath of the Iowa results and Sanders' rather large polling of him leading in New Hampshire, there are reports that the Clinton campaign is really getting worried about Sanders. It's reported that they did not expect to come away from Iowa with just a 0.2% win. Of course, Clinton is raving about her big win in Iowa. Insiders are saying they are worried. Winning a race with only 0.2% is not a real win. And the controversy got even bigger when it was reported that 6 precincts had actual hard ties of votes between Clinton and Sanders. These ties were then settled with the toss of a coin. And suspiciously, as the Sanders campaign puts it, all 6 coin tosses were won by Clinton. One pundit put it this way: for her to win all 6 coin tosses, she should head to Vegas or buy a lottery ticket right now. Anyway, Clinton wants to beat Sanders in New Hampshire, but the fear is that won't happen. They really don't want to go to South Carolina after a loss in New Hampshire. Now stay with us for news about a lottery scam when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. Now here's news about another fraud alert. Authorities are warning everyone that there is a new lottery sweepstakes scam operation. People get a notice in the mail that looks real official that they have won a lottery or sweepstakes. Usually the notice is announcing the recipient has won millions of dollars. However, the recipient is asked to send in a payment to supposedly process the distribution of the winnings. The notice asks for a very small amount, like $10 or $15, to be sent in. That the fee is to cover the cost to process the distribution of funds. However, this offer is not legit. It is a scam. However, the warning is that this one is not illegal, because there is fine print in the announcement that the winner is really not a winner, but could be a winner. So it is not mail fraud, but it is a scam. Authorities warn everyone that if any supposed announcement comes to you about winning any money, to check it very closely. If you didn't enter any contest, you probably haven't won anything, and may be the target of a scam. If any notice of winnings require you to pay anything to the supposed contest, then you're not a winner. If you are a victim of a potential scam, read the fine print in any mail you get. And authorities are also noticing the increase of online scams starting up. Again, similar things are being sent by email, and often you are directed to click on a link to claim a prize. Don't click on that link. It's very likely that will be a link that will infect your computer, and then you'll be paying someone to clean your computer, or worse. It also could be a link that allows a hacker into your computer so they can get your personal information. Identity theft then happens. Authorities recommend that if you get any emails from either a source you don't know or the link has an overseas @ address, be very cautious. So watch out. There are people constantly figuring ways to get your money or your identity. And don't forget, tonight the City Council meets for their regular meeting. The main item of discussion will be a new water ordinance. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. and should be a fairly long meeting. Now, in KZGN's continuous effort to provide news and information you've asked for, here are today's gas prices for Ridgecrest and some surrounding areas. Well, since my report on Monday, gas prices everywhere show more downward movement. Local prices fell another 2 cents per gallon. And Ridgecrest still has the lowest prices in all the areas we are monitoring. As of this morning, Ridgecrest is ranging from $2.39 to $3.09. Lancaster from $2.56 to $2.89. The LA Valley area $2.49 to $2.63. And the Bishop area $2.78 to $2.99. We have 4 stations at the $2.39 amount. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for updates. We at KZGN always suggest you shop locally to support our local economy. Remember, when you pay sales tax out of town, you're helping those cities pave their streets instead of here. Thanks for staying with us. Now here's Lane with the weather.
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, a long swath of showers and thunderstorms have developed from the eastern Gulf Coast to northern Maine and will continue through the overnight hours into Thursday. The Storm Prediction Center has highlighted portions of the southeast and mid-Atlantic with a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms. Intense rainfall and localized flash flooding will be possible. Temperatures across the nation. Carolinas at 69, Georgia at 60, Arkansas at 51, Northern Texas at 40, Arizona at 51, and Los Angeles at 61. And for us locally, tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 33, with a calm wind. Thursday, sunny with a high near 56, north-northeast wind 5 miles per hour. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low around 35, north-northeast wind 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny with a high near 58, north-northeast wind 5 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 35, east-northeast wind 5 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny with a high near 61, east wind 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 38, east-northeast wind 5 miles per hour. And Sunday, sunny with a high near 65, east-northeast wind 5 miles per hour. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tom.
So that's the news for today. All of us at KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now stay tuned for Ridgecrest Talk coming up next.